Hi kids, good morning. How are you all? I hope you are all well and healthy. Today we are going to see grade 3 science. In that fourth chapter, birds. Last class we have learned few things about birds, isn't it? What we have learned, children? About birds flying and its home, isn't it? We have learned about this and all. Today we are going to see about beaks of birds and claws of birds. Okay, children, I want to ask you one thing. How we protect us from enemies? We can fight with the help of our hands, isn't it? But birds have beak to protect themselves from the enemies. Okay. Beaks of birds. Beaks are the mouth of birds. Birds have different types of beaks because they eat different types of food. Beaks are also used for protection as birds attack their enemies by beaks. Okay, bird have different types and their beak also have different types, isn't it? For some birds have short, for some birds have long and sharp. Like that, beak are very different. We can see so many varieties of birds and so many varieties of beaks in this picture. You see, types of beaks have. It's have a different shapes also, isn't it? Yes. Next we can see types of beaks. What are the types of beaks? Strong, sharp and hooked beak. Big birds of prey like eagle, vulture and owls have strong, sharp and hooked beaks to tear the flesh of small animals. You can see in this picture eagle and vulture, isn't it? They have a beak, no? That beak have strong, sharp and hooked beaks to tear the flesh. You can able to see in this picture how the beak you can see in this picture how the beak is there. It's very sharp, isn't it? Yes, it's a strong and sharp and hooked beaks. In this picture also you can able to see. Okay, next is a small and strong beak. Small birds like sparrow, pigeon, robins or grain eaters. They have strong small beaks to crush grain and nuts. Children, tell me which is your favorite bird? Okay, some of them tell pigeon only, isn't it? It looks very pretty. It have different varieties and colors also, isn't it? Okay, you can see in this picture sparrow and pigeon. The sparrow and pigeon have a small beaks only. It's a small bird. It's have a strong small beaks to crush grains and nuts. You can see the picture. It's have a small beak only, isn't it? Yes, but it is very sharp. You see, dove also have a very short and small beak only. Strong sizzle-shaped beak of a woodpecker helps it to make holes in the trunk of trees to take out the insects. You can see the woodpecker in the tree, isn't it? It have very sharp and strong beak. Children, tell me, what would you do to make holes in the tree? We use sharp weapons. But you see here, woodpecker with the help of its beak, it can make a hole in the tree. See how it's making. The woodpecker's beak is very strong and sharp, isn't it? Yes. Okay. Next one is the short and broad beak of. Okay. Swallow is sticky so that insects get stuck inside when they are flying with their mouth open. Did you see swallow bird? You see, this is a swallow bird. Okay, it can easily catch the insects because its beak is short. You see, its beak is short and broad. If the insects fly in front of the bird, it easily catch and stuck inside. Okay, next one is the long and pointed beak of hummingbird helps it to suck nectar from flowers. You can see the hummingbird here. You see hummingbird. Yes, you can see hummingbird. What it's doing? It is sucking nectar from flowers, isn't it? Yes, it can be named as a rhythmic bird also. It can sing very nicely. Okay. Next one, broad and flat beak of duck has tiny holes on the sides to filter pond water. The muddy water flows out, leaving the insects inside. Duck has tiny holes of the sides. Okay, you can see in this picture the hummingbird and the duck. What the hummingbird is doing? Yes, good. It's sucking nectar from flowers. Next one is claws of birds. Birds use their claws just like we use our hands and legs. They use claws to catch and eat food, to move about and to protect themselves from the enemies. All birds have 2 feet with 4 toes. The claws of birds tell us about their living habits. Children, for what we use our hands and legs? For working and for walking, isn't it? But this bird's claws to catch and eat food. Okay. Next, perching birds. Is there types of claws? In first one, perching birds like crow, sparrow, pigeon, etc. have 3 toes in front and 1 at the back. This helps them to grip the branch of the tree while sitting and even while sleeping also. You can see in this picture crow and a pigeon, isn't it? That claws, you see, their claws are very sharp. Okay. And to grip the branch of the tree while sitting and also while sleeping. You see in this picture how its claws have some gripness, isn't it? It's a pigeon. Okay, next is the praying birds. Praying birds like eagles and vultures have sharp and curved claws called talons. What's the name? Talons. For holding small animals like rats, toad and mice. Because eagle and vulture want to eat the food, no. That they will hunt the rats, toad and mice. That it will keep it in the claws very tightly. Okay. That claws is very sharp and curved. That name is talons. Okay. Next is the scratching birds like hens, peacocks have a small 5th extra toe to a little higher up at the back of the leg. They have sharp claws to scratch the earth to find buried insects and seeds. They want to bury the soil because in the soil inside only the insects and seeds and all there. So, you see in this picture eagle and vulture and what the claws, you see peacock claws and vulture claws, how it looks. It looks very sharp, isn't it? Yes, it looks very sharp and tight also. Next one is the swimming birds. Swimming birds like ducks and geese have webbed feet which help them to swim in water. The front 3 toes are joined by skin which helps them to push water back while swimming. While swimming in the water, the ducks and hen, you can see in this picture, They want to swim in the water. The front 3 toes are joined by skin. Okay. They push water back while swimming. Next one is the wading birds. Wading birds like crane, heron walk through water. They have long legs which spread out toes to walk easily in mud. They pick out fish from the water to eat. You see in the crane have a long legs, isn't it? To catch the fish in the water. Next is the climbing birds like woodpecker and parakeet. Have 2 toes pointing upwards and 2 toes pointing downwards. You see in this picture have 2 toes in upwards, 2 toes in downwards. This helps them to climb and grip the tree trunk firmly. Okay children, I hope so you all have learned about claws of birds and beaks of birds. Now we can move to our new word session. Enemies, crush, filter, stuck, perching, climbing, talons. Okay, enemies, crush, filter, stuck, perching, climbing, talons. Okay children, let me see our activity. What is the activity given? Write new words 2 times and write 1 time types of beaks only heading and types of claws only heading. Refer page number 30, 28, 29 and 30. Okay, in this have beaks of birds and claws of birds. That types only you want to write it. Okay children, we will meet in next class. Thank you.